Butterflies fill my spine, I feel myself getting hot again. Nerves rushing through my brain, yeah, they can't hear fire from the trees. You're standing by his side, red drops burning down your face. You're real close now, baby. Holy fuck, I feel it with you. I lose self-control. Now I found that you're not one to hear me now. You got me on my knees begging for you later. And like a fool to stand around and let you blame me. And I'm riding in the sky to the heavens like an
Hi, my name is Leo Connors and welcome to The Ring and All Other Sports. Tonight, I got two special guests. I got a father and a son. The father's been here twice. This is the son's first time. Calem Manson
Nice to meet you, sir.
and Freighttrain.
How we doing, yeah?
Good, how you guys
Good,
doing?
doing awesome.
And Freighttrain, pull that thing right in front of you, please.
Pull that right in front of me.
Now, you told me that this is for your dad.
Yeah, so we might as well just open up with
Yeah,
this
let's
one.
just, yeah.
So I had been making an independent movie, and one of the movies I wanted to do was a story about my life in wrestling, a little self-indulgent kind of
Right,
thing.
of course.
My son here decided, why don't we just do our own show to find, instead of you finding a company to do your last match on. I said, all right, let's do that. Well, that turned into not only doing one show, but now right now I think we got the first 3 shows booked,
Yeah.
maybe
nice.
4. So one of the things we're going to do is we're going to do the Mike McGee, who's my dad, big wrestling fan. We're going to do the Mike McGee Invitational over the course of our first 3 shows.
Yeah.
And the winner of the Invitational will get a title shot at the OCW Heavyweight Championship. And obviously now the spoiler's out, we are bringing OCW back.
Nice. That is awesome. And who is the OCW champion right now? Well, who was the last one?
I am still currently.
Nice.
So technically,
All right.
Calem right now is the OCW heavyweight champion. His last match was in 2020 against Tony Spencer.
Yep.
Defended against Tony Spencer at Newton.
Yep.
The first show, Calem is going to be unable to defend the belt. We have another match that he is going to be in.
Okay.
So we are going to crown an interim champion that night. Eventually, at some point, Calem and this interim champion are
Right.
going to have to butt heads, but as of right now, that is what we're doing. We're doing a new heavyweight champion,
Nice.
interim heavyweight champion.
We're also doing new tag team champions and also a new continental champion as well at the first show we're doing.
Nice. That is awesome.
September 13th, Magma Center, Gloucester, Massachusetts.
Very
I
good.
got the plug.
There you go.
You did the Chad Epic.
I'm getting over it. Now,
Now, who doesn't love Chad, though, right?
No, he's
Oh,
awesome.
he's
well,
awesome.
I'll give Chad a shout out right now. He is actually going to be making our tag team titles for us.
Oh, nice.
He does
nice.
amazing work with
Oh,
belts.
yeah, he does.
So he is actually, and on top of that, he actually reconstructed our logo, came up with a new logo for us, and we now have a brand new logo, which you can see on OCW on Facebook. We have the new logo up now.
That is awesome. Guys, let's get right into this. We got a
do it.
lot of fan questions. Richard Knight, also known as Reggie. My Reggie. Now, hello, you wingnuts. What is the craziest spot in wrestling you can imagine that you would still attempt to do at least once?
no, there is one. I tried to do it back when WWE was still around, and every time I pitched for it, I got nixed immediately.
Right.
I'm a huge fan of Sick Nick Mondo from CCW days.
Me too.
And I really wanted to do the weed whacker. I wanted the hangman and the ropes and take the weed whacker.
Yeah.
Every time. It was always like, hey, bud, no, you're not doing that. So I think that's the one right now. If I could,
Yeah.
go for it.
Yeah, I think mine would be I think the one I would want to do if I could still wrestle well, I'd want to do a no rope barbed wire.
Yeah.
That would be my one.
Nice. All right. Well, that'd be something Sick Nick Mondo would want to do too.
Yeah.
Who I'm a huge fan of. I'm a huge fan of all independent wrestling. I love New England independent wrestling, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
But independent wrestling is my thing. All right. Dan Ruckus wants to know, what has been the best food you have eaten while at a wrestling event or training? And Dan, they haven't been at a place where I've had my food.
No, we haven't.
No, you haven't.
But Georgia, right? I think that's the,
Georgia would probably be on top of the list at the gas station with the fried chicken.
See, no, I was thinking at the show
Oh, yeah.
with the hot dogs and the mini.
Our friend Dennis runs a promotion. We used to run in Philly together.
Yeah.
And he runs a promotion down in Georgia now. And his wife, Tina, made these hot dogs. It's weird to say it, but I'd never had a hot dog that damn good in my life.
Really?
Delicious.
Oh, yeah. They were amazing.
Nice.
Although
That's cool.
The chicken at the gas station was pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
Georgia is
weird.
filled with the greatest food I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
That is awesome. All right.
Can I have a second?
Yeah, of course.
Dr. Ross, Gloucester does have good food. You just haven't gone to the right places. That's my one call out. That's the one.
All right.
There you go. All right. Well, Dan has a couple more. What is the best gimmick match? I don't know if that means whether you're in or what you feel is the best gimmick match.
I will always say, like, if I say like a steel cage match on a card, I'm excited.
Right.
But I'm a huge fan of like the obscure ones, or just like the ones that like the general public has said like is not good. Like I love King of the Mountain
Okay.
from TNA. Love that one
Yeah.
so much. But I think like king of like gimmick match, it's probably steel cage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm kind of with the steel cage too, but my personal gimmick match is the bull rope. I love as long as it's
I
got
do
the
like that,
cowbell in the
too.
middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're good.
No, I definitely like the bull rope too, but I do love a cage match. All right. Dan wants to know, what has been your favorite match to fight in?
Myself and Draven Filth, we did a charity show in Vermont. I think like pound for pound, that's the one match that I will say like until another great one comes along,
Yeah.
that's the one where I was like, it just the night driving to Vermont in an ice storm and almost sliding off the road.
Right.
Finally getting there and just if you could find it, Calem Manson versus Draven Filth in Vermont, that's the one. I think we did a street fight there.
Nice. Do you remember the company it was? Was that for
It was
Green Mountain?
No, it was just
Okay.
I think it was just a charity show for
Okay.
something happened to a child, Noah. Tragedy
of
struck
course,
basically.
Of course.
I threw my name and they had to be like, hey, I'd love to come up.
Right. Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay. And who has been your favorite opponent? Yeah. You go. Yes. Yeah?
You. I mean, how can you top being able to wrestle your
No,
son
I understand
over
that.
the
Yeah,
course
yeah,
of
yeah.
3 or 4 years?
Right.
Like I had a blast being in the ring with Sabu.
Right.
I had a good time wrestling Robbie E. And there's other wrestlers that I've wrestled in my past that were names. That's the most fun.
Appreciate
Do you feel the same way, or do you have a different?
Oh,
match?
God, I
'Cause-
want to say I feel the same way.
I know, but
I think we've had like really good matches together.
Right.
There's one match we did. I think it's on YouTube somewhere. Pure Brutality, I think is probably our favorite
Yeah,
one.
the pure brutality one.
But I think if like, there's a few names in my head.
Yeah.
Draven Filth is one of them.
Yeah.
Freaking Flax is another. But I think if I had to go like all time, Greedy Bones. Like he's like anytime I think him and I
Okay.
get in a ring.
So
it's
Frank's
magic.
partner.
Yes.
yeah,
We used to go on with someone that's kind of related to me.
those guys, Greedy and him have like the wickedest chemistry.
It's
Nice.
strange.
That's
like
awesome.
how it works.
That's cool, though. You know, to have that great
Yeah,
chemistry
they have
in
great
the ring.
chemistry
You
in
know?
the ring.
Excellent. All right, Jesse Bowes.
Yep.
What's your favorite rib?
We stole Russo's shoes and put them in the back of someone else's car after a trip to Georgia.
Vince Russo.
No,
Russo?
Steven Russo.
Oh,
What happened to
Yeah. And I think this is actually the first time I've admitted it to the
did it.
public that
Right.
it was me.
That he did it.
And I threw it in
Nice.
someone else's trunk, and I don't think they've ever been found.
I think
Nice.
I think my favorite one was not an intentional rip. We were driving to Georgia. I was getting tired. Draven Phil started driving.
Oh,
He didn't
yeah.
know how to drive my truck.
Yeah.
So he was messing with the brakes back and forth. Steven Russo, again, was in the back, and he kept smacking his head against the window every time he hit the brakes. And the only thing Steve could go, "Are you ribbing me? Are you ribbing me?" We're all laughing because he's not doing it on purpose.
Right.
But it was an unintentional rib
It would just
that
be like
worked
a
out.
solid 10 seconds of clean driving and then a quick jerk at the wheel, and you would just hear of his head hitting the side just every time.
That is
Sorry,
awesome.
Steve, we love you.
Yeah, poor
We all do. We all love it, Steve. That's incredible. All right. I definitely wrote this wrong. What's your favorite rib? And then it said backstage, in the ring, and at a barbecue. Did you ever
so
rib
all
anybody at a
three?
barbecue?
Well, it wasn't really a rib, but Calem and Flax at my barbecue, they had an issue, and I don't remember what it stems from,
Yeah.
and we don't have to get into the issue or whatever. But over the course of 3 years at my barbecue, they would argue at some point in the barbecue. So finally, I started putting memes up about stop arguing at my barbecue.
Right.
He started putting memes up, like with the Patrick Stewart one going, "Oh, it's still arguing with the barbecue,
Yeah.
Calem and Flax." Like, oh,
It's a nice tradition.
yeah, it's a tradition now, I guess.
That is awesome.
I will say, though, I think in ring, my favorite rib, there was a match between myself and Jesse Rodden, I believe. And we had come to the conclusion that we needed to rib the referee.
Yeah.
So we just kept telling him that we soiled ourselves in the match. And then just kept going through the match and just kept telling him it got worse and worse as the match kept going.
Yeah, he must have been mortified.
Oh, it was horrific. He came downstairs immediately after. He's like, "Are you guys okay?" And we were like, "No, we're fine. It's cool." We just walked away.
That's hilarious. All right. Patrick Martel.
Yep.
Hey, it's Nomad. Laughing out loud. My question is, what was your favorite match ever at WAW in Manchester? Calem.
Doomsday, I forget what year, I think it was 2018. Doomsday 2018, myself and Tyler Burrows main evented one of our big specials. And I think that's the match I would go back and be like, yeah, that's the one from Manchester that I'll send to anyone and be like, no, this is the one I had the most fun. We did the best work.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. How about you, Train?
Wow, at WAW. The I Quit match with Calem was fun.
Yeah.
And I had a good one with Draven Filth was Fans Bring the Weapons on a Halloween special.
Nice.
That one was fun. They brought a little toy hobby horse. It was crazy what
Yeah.
they brought into that place. It was amazing. But yeah, that one was fun. That one was a lot of
That's
fun.
cool. That's got to be one of the weirdest things you ever could use in a wrestling match. A freaking you're talking the horse that's on a spring, right?
Yeah, the one
Yeah.
on the spring. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I picked them up and instead of dropping them on my knee, I dropped them on the horse.
Nice. All right. This one is for Freighttrain. What is the best match you've seen in your entire time watching wrestling? You're up next with the same question.
Wow. The best match I've ever seen?
Got to be a few.
I mean, I've seen so many matches
I know.
live and
He didn't say it had to be live either, though. Just so you know.
I mean, I'll go with some of the stuff I saw in ECW. I was live there for the Terry Funk Sabu barbed wire match. Raven and Dreamer in the cage when he had Raven handcuffed to the inside of the cage.
and he hit him with the chair.
I was there the night Terry Funk won the title.
Nice.
So, I mean,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
those matches
Right.
live, all the time I spent there, it's kind of just an amalgamation of what I really love wrestling.
Now, did you go to any of those shows when you were really little?
No, I was a twinkle in the eye.
Ah, okay. So how about the same question to you? What's the best match you've ever seen in your entire wrestling life?
See, I'm trying to think of live shows, but I've never gone to a big event live. It's mainly independent stuff I've seen.
Right.
I will say there was this one match we did it back at Carmine's, and I believe it was Johnny Psycho versus Frank Bones. But I will say the best match I've ever seen is my favorite match of all time, which is Cactus Jack Triple H Street Fight the Rumble.
Oh, yeah.
But I think live match
That
I've
was
seen
good.
was Frank and Psycho, just because there was just a weird energy in the
Right.
building, and they were just doing things that they just thought of immediately and just went for it. But like I haven't gone to like a lot of like WWE or
Right.
AEW. Like I've never. I'm a fan of that wrestling. It just I never go to that wrestling.
And I'll be honest with you, neither do I. I'll go to NXT. I'll go to like an AEW show, a Ring of Honor show.
Yeah.
I just don't really go to many Raws or
Yeah.
SmackDowns or anything, that. But again, there's nothing against them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I love wrestling, but
No, I think the last big promotion show I went to was the first year of AEW, and the last big show I went to was ROH when they were in Lowell, and it was either the Dog Collar or the 2 out of 3 Falls with FTR and the Briscoe brothers.
it was Christopher Daniels in that. Was it the ladder match?
No,
Because
no
I went to
ladders.
that one in Lowell. That was really good, too. I was probably at the one you just mentioned, though. All right. Dominic Perillo. If you could have just one match with the
Pariah.
Pariah, thank you. What would the stipulation be?
Yeah, I saw this.
Is he the pariah?
This one?
Yes.
Everybody likes asking questions about themselves, guys.
Yeah, so I had to look this guy up. And that's no knock,
Right.
but I don't know who the hell you are. So I found out he wrestles for NQW.
Yeah.
One of my good friends wrestles there, Matt Deadwood. He kind of screwed Matt Deadwood over. So, Pariah, one-on-one with Freighttrain would be fine in any kind of match you want.
Sounds good. What do you feel about that?
Bull rope match. I'm
Yeah?
undefeated. I'm gonna just take
There you
the win.
go. With the big old cowbell in the middle?
Oh,
Of
yeah,
course.
it has to have the cowbell. Yeah,
I think it's still in my trunk actually.
it probably is.
All right. Alex Volpe, funniest moments of your careers, whether it was something that was planned or a hilarious accident. Now, Alex is a good dude. What's Alex's wrestling name?
Draven Filth.
Thank you, because I always feel bad that I don't remember that.
No, it's all right.
But he always asks questions, so thank you, Alex. Got to get you on the show.
I've had a lot of funny moments wrestling, just mistakes I've made or clumsy stuff and stuff like that. I laugh at it now. It wasn't funny then. But I think I told the story before that I think the funniest part was my first ever match. Wrestling my tag team partner.
Right.
He's being brought out by my wife as the valet. He goes over. I leave the ring first because I lose. I don't make it out of the crowd, and I'm puking in a trash can where the whole crowd can see me.
Wow.
He walks by, looks at my wife, goes, "Is she puking?" She's like, "Keep moving." Right? Guess we're supposed to not like each other.
Right.
But yeah, I think me personally, it's the funniest thing that ever happened to me.
Well, he seemed a lot more concerned than your wife was.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Well,
you know
yeah,
what I
well,
mean?
yeah.
That's your mom?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's my mom.
I'm just, no
My
offense.
mother.
No offense, Mrs. Train. All right. Brendan Geary. Hey, Caleb, I have both your mask and T-shirt.
See, I sell merch.
Any plans for new merch?
Yeah, I think that particular fan has been egging me on for years to get frisbees, and there's documentation in which I may be a little enamored with the alcohol, saying that he's getting them by the end of 2025.
Nice.
So expect them at the September 13th show, Gloucester, Massachusetts,
there.
Magma. Damn it!
Go where the red light is.
Awesome. You're gonna buy them there.
Nice. Damn it. All right.
I'm professional.
Greg Sparks. Another guy asking questions about himself. Grappling Greg enjoyed his recent one-on-one encounter with Calem Manson and would like to run it back
like
at
me.
some point down the road.
Yeah, I'm down. I gladly. I think we had fun. We did good work. I'll happily work him again.
Grappling Greg's been around for a while, too.
Yeah,
He really has.
a long time.
So,
Well, depending on the outcome of the future championship matches, maybe he'll just have
Maybe
to
he
come
could
in.
make an appearance at OCW.
I believe so.
Who knows?
hey, see
Why
that,
not?
Greg? We
Who
just
knows?
got you a booking. We just got you a booking. All right. Now, this guy, I love this guy, and I know you guys do, too. Paul Andrew.
I love
Bollywood. On the trip to Georgia, 2022, how many Elvis Presley songs do you listen to before you cracked? I think this is for you.
All right, yeah,
Bruh.
this is definitely for me because he probably thinks I'm old and I listen to Elvis all the time.
A ballpark figure is fine. he
I was
said.
happy.
So
when that
I'm
too.
going to say the
like
actual
Elvis,
answer
too.
is 0. Steven Russo, this was the second trip to Georgia. Steven Russo was driving this time. And all he would play was the
Elvis.
Beatles. We listened to every Beatles song ever made for an entire trip back from Georgia.
Twice over, I think, is fair.
Twice over at
Twice
least.
over.
Yeah, so no,
No
Elvis.
kidding.
When I
Yeah.
was driving, we listened to almost everything, whatever
Yeah,
Cam
yeah.
would bring up on his phone. But yeah, no Elvis.
Paulie, I think you're you must have been thinking you were driving with somebody else then, because
I
they're
think
saying
he's
that
just-
you never listen to any Elvis.
No, I think he just thinks because I'm old, I might have been just listening to Elvis tunes all the way down. Yeah.
But Elvis is pretty cool, though. I
No,
mean,
I
he
do
really
listen to
is.
him, yeah.
I like Elvis. I mean, I don't believe that he's the king of rock and roll because I feel that he never wrote a lyric
Nope.
and he never wrote a word. You know, he never wrote any music.
No,
So
but he
how
made-
can you be the king of rock and roll?
He made
I
the
always
money,
thought
though.
John Lennon was probably the king of
He
rock
was,
and roll.
yeah, he's
Okay.
probably closer than Elvis would be.
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, Elvis was cool, though.
Oh,
Don't get
yeah.
me wrong. Elvis was very cool. All right. Stan Marino, is there any match stipulations you haven't done that you really want to?
Cage match. It's
So
right off
you've
the bat.
never done it?
I've never done a cage
Okay,
match.
cool.
And that's
Same.
like the one.
Never, huh?
Never done a cage match.
You guys got to buy a cage, man. you
we
guys got a company.
He's got to build a cage.
Yeah, I can build a cage.
Perfect.
There
We're
we
getting
go.
a cage.
So we're going to
You
have
heard
a
it here
cage
first.
match. Also, is the TR, the Bar, the greatest tag team that ever lived?
That's a question for him.
Now, is he trying to say FTR?
No, TR the Bar. Back in WAW,
Okay.
myself and Stan Marino were talent relations.
Oh, another guy asking a question about himself.
No,
No
I,
offense,
I
guys,
think
don't
we
worry.
were the greatest tag team that never had a match.
Yeah. You never even had a match?
No, it was all an in-joke
Wow.
thing. But I wanted it so bad.
Right.
Every
Well, it still
time.
could happen, right? I mean, he's still alive, right? Stan's still alive, right? I mean, he asked the
I mean,
question.
Stan,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, if he's
we're
working.
booking OCW. I'm
Right.
just
Call
saying.
us up.
I don't know.
Come on, Stan, get on that, man. You can definitely tag team up. All right. Michael Fina.
Okay.
Who are some of the best referees you ever worked with? Now, don't even tell me. Michael Fina's a referee.
Yep.
Now you're not going to believe this.
Mike Justice. He was refereeing for us at the place in Gloucester that we had.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he came up with a ring named Mike Justice, and then he had business cards made of
Yes.
Mike Justice.
Yeah.
He's actually a really good referee, though.
Is he? Yeah,
really
that's
good.
cool.
Yeah,
I
he
would-
is really good.
Yeah, I'd say
I'm only teasing everybody when I say these things, but it's true.
Yeah.
Everybody likes to ask questions about themselves.
do.
Gotta
They
get
do.
over. I'd say, yeah, Mike Justice, and of course, I think New England legend at this point, Jeremy Bell.
Yeah, of
the-
course, of course,
the
of
last
course.
match I
Yeah, I
had.
never met Jeremy either.
Really?
Yeah,
Never got to me. I
fantastic man.
wish I would have, man.
And the other one, we were actually talking about. We went to the Proving Ground show the other night. We were talking with Chad. Was Red Guy.
Yep, red guy, huge.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he was an amazing referee.
Yeah. Todd puts on some really good shows, and his
That-
shows have
yeah.
been getting better and
I
better
literally-
and better.
We went to
and
Maybank.
better.
It
I
was
literally
phenomenal.
watched the match between Shea Cash, Don Freese, and I love wrestling. Don't get me wrong, but to be a fan is one thing.
Right.
When you're in the business, I became a fan by the end of that match. I
Nice.
became that 15-year-old kid watching a match
Yeah.
again, and I got lucky enough to see Don outside and let him know. I'm like, dude,
That's cool.
I'm like, I couldn't believe
That's
how
very
good he
cool.
was and how great Shea is. They're both amazing athletes in that ring,
Yeah.
and it was awesome.
Yeah, Shea was a veteran in that match, I
Yeah,
would imagine. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Shea's been around a long time and hell of a
Yeah, it was a
wrestler.
hell of a match.
Hell of a tag team with Frank Champion, too.
Yes.
All right. So you worked for OCW.
Yep.
And who else have you worked for?
WAW.
Yep.
CWA, NQW, our friend Dennis's company, OWC.
Yeah.
There's probably at least one or two more that I'm just blanking.
That's
on.
okay. Now, Dennis, that's not Dennis Conway.
No.
That's my friend that I started wrestling in the business with.
In
way
Philly.
back
Yeah, that was
when.
down in,
Philly.
Oh,
Now he
okay.
lives
Now in Georgia.
Yep.
Right. Okay. Cool. Very cool.
No, there's
All right.
probably two or three more that I'm just blank. Oh, I did work for. I think I worked for Supernova like twice, maybe.
Nice. I haven't talked much about Supernova. They've been around a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a wicked long time, but they've been around a while.
They all blend together. at some
Yeah.
point.
No, I hear you. There's so much work in New England. That's what really
Everywhere.
excites me as a independent wrestling fan.
Yep.
Is that there's so many companies. There's so many companies working with each other, which is important. I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, back in the 80s and the 90s, you can't work for him. You
Right.
can't.
Yeah.
It's like, give me a break. Now everybody works with each other.
Yeah, it's
pretty
like
much.
When we first decided to do this with OCW and bring it back again and bring it back full, one of my first calls was to Todd.
Yeah.
I said, hey, what are your dates? I want to keep away from them.
Right.
Hey, do you have any qualms about me, calling any specific wrestler, that you don't? He goes, nope, thanks for calling. I appreciate the heads up. Boom, boom,
Yep.
And like, I know that I don't know everything.
Right.
So I have people like Todd or Chad or other people I can call and be like, hey, listen, what's going on? So it's nice to be working together, but not have to be in the same room. You know what I mean?
Right. And I'll tell you, those two guys are both so valuable to go to any show, just to show up at a show.
yeah.
They can either ring announce, referee, wrestle.
Well, we have Chad.
You know what I mean?
Chad is going to be at our first show. He will be doing the commentary for that show with Buck DeRoss.
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
gonna be our commentary team for OCW.
That's a great team.
Yeah.
I love Chad. I think you
so
guys
do I.
must know that he's been on 4 or 5 times. You know what I mean?
No, great dude.
The last time he was on, he was called out by a guy, and
Yep.
I loved the way he answered it.
Yeah, he had a
answered
great
it
response to that.
absolutely the right way, and he came out smelling like a rose.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. Honestly, in my opinion, he did.
Yeah, plus anybody who digs on him, whatever.
And that's
I know who the real guy is.
exactly, and I do too.
Yep.
That's why he's been here so many times,
Yeah.
because he's a real dude.
Yep.
He really is a great guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, we're going to talk a little bit about some TV wrestling in a little bit.
Okay.
But why don't we talk about certain wrestlers that I know that you know, or maybe you've even wrestled?
All right.
How about my favorite wrestler of all time, Barry Ace.
Wow, he brought up Barry Ace.
Immediately.
It's going to be a snowstorm.
Yeah. Barry's cool. Like he's, I've worked him, I want to say 2 or 3 times in my life. I think the first time we fought was the first ever like Newton show I did in a battle royal.
Yeah.
That's probably the most we've ever like done anything. But no, like in the back, a little weird, but like not. We're all a little weird. We're wrestlers. Like it's
Right. Listen, I bust Barry's butt. He's not a bad dude at all. Believe
not at
me,
all.
he's
Yeah.
not. He's,
No, he's good.
he's a nice guy.
no, he's good people.
He is good people. You're right. I'm not going to sit here and say he's a great wrestler, though. Sorry, Barry. I'm not going that far. But you're a good guy. You really are a nice guy. We did some filming and stuff. Me, him, and Bob McCarthy. You know Bob McCarthy?
Really?
You know Bob?
I'm just surprised you and Barry Ace did filming. That was the
Yeah, well,
That was
he
the-
filmed it. It was me and Bob doing the
Okay.
skits in the video, and
okay.
I had to tell him to get out of the. He was filming in front of a mirror. And I'm like, dude, you got to go on the side of the mirror, not against the mirror. But I mean, Barry did a good job. He really did. But you don't know Bob?
No, got nothing.
Okay. You say God? No.
Got nothing.
Yep, I thought you were gonna say God. No, I was gonna say I hear you. No. All right. How about Bobby Trout?
Yeah, old friend from high school. We haven't talked in years. He was one of the guys I wrestled a lot in like the backyard.
Yeah.
After we did WAW, I was like, hey, you should like also come up because like they accepted me. They'll take you too. Like,
Right.
Let's go. Again, like good people. I just haven't spoken to him in
Okay.
God knows how many years.
That's fine. Do you know Bobby?
Yep. Yeah.
do you think?
He was a good kid. He wound up moving to Florida, I think it was.
Yeah.
And like he's another guy. He just loved wrestling.
Right.
Wasn't that great at it, but
That's all right. He loved it though.
he could take a mean bump though.
Yeah.
Could
That
he?
was the one thing about
Yeah?
him. He could take a mean back bump. Like he didn't care where he was in the ring. He'd fly, but
Yeah.
That's
technically,
cool.
Not so good.
All right. How about a guy that's kind of gaining some steam right now? Ray Jazz. You guys don't remember Ray Jazz?
Yeah, when I don't know.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Okay, that's
I
fine.
feel
He,
like
he's
that.
actually starting to do. I had him. We talked about him when we had on Lou Jacobs Jr.
Okay.
and Cindy Hart. We talked a little bit about Ray Jazz.
Oh, I think I do remember you bringing him up. Now that
But
all right.
pretty talented kid.
Yeah.
He really is. All right, how about I thought when I first read the name, I thought it said Cat Stevens, and I thought you wrestled the guy that sang was a Peace what was that? Remember
Oh,
Cat Stevens?
He's gonna make me use my memory. I know who you're talking about, though. Yeah, yeah.
But it's actually Cal Stevens. I thought you wrestled Cat Stevens.
Did I wrestle?
It was early in your career, I think.
Who was Cal Stevens? Now I just feel bad. No, I believe if the match in my head is right, it was like a 4-way between me, him, and 2 other people. And what I can remember, if this is the correct guy,
I'm pretty sure it is. Seriously.
Cal, I believe, is like 6'1", 6'2". I'm about 6'1". The other 2 were about 5'5".
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, I want to do a moonsault from the top to the outside." And I was like, "Oh, I got you." And it didn't click until we were in the spot that I have a 1.5 foot on each of the people beside me.
Right.
And so I went up to catch him, and all I had was the back of his knee to the back of my skull, or the front of his knee to the back of my skull. And I can't remember much about that match except for, I think one of the other guys in the match is Blake Adams. And he was confused because all I kept doing was repeating the date over and over again.
Yeah.
As for some reason, that's my like concussion protocol.
Right.
If I can remember the day and where I am, I'm not concussed. I guess is how that works.
That's not how it works.
No,
though.
not at all. But like that's just the go-to of like, I know where I am now. I'm good.
Try to keep your memory working.
Right.
Yeah.
And you don't know Cal Stevens.
No, I do not.
But you know who Cat Stevens is.
No, Cat Stevens.
All right. How about, I know you definitely know this guy.
All right.
Crispin Coles.
I do know Crispin Coles.
I know you do.
Good friend of mine. I haven't spoken to him again a couple years.
Right.
But I know we've always had fun working matches. He was always one of the guys that I'd feel trustworthy like doing something kind of stupid with. I think there's my favorite spots we ever did was I had an accident at one of the WOW shows. I tried to do a moonsault, botched it horrifically.
Yeah.
Ended up having the table come back, hit me in the jaw, and I bit most of the tip of my tongue off. One of my first match, or the first special back, I had the idea of a finish being, take pliers and just start tugging on my tongue.
Yeah.
Which he was totally down for.
Yeah.
Thank God. And with him, it's one of those things where like, whenever we like shot at each other, it was always like, yeah, cool, we'll do it. Like, why not?
Nice. Do you have any Crispin Cole memories?
No, Crispin knows I don't like him.
All right, then.
I legit don't like him.
Okay. So that's cool. Sorry, Crispin, but you're not very well liked,
knows
I
why.
guess. All right. How about Tyler Burrows?
Love Tyler. I wish I can work him like one more time.
Yeah.
He was one of the guys that kind of brought me to like another level of wrestling. And I got I was the last person in on the rib of him being vegan, and that was very upsetting. We were doing a Newton show, and he got a slice of pizza, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't know they had vegan options." And he said they don't, and just ate like the whole thing in front of me. Christmas was dead at that point. Like everything was a lie.
Right. All right.
Love him though.
Cool. How about Tyler?
Tyler, I've never had an issue with Tyler. Tyler's always a good dude.
Yeah.
Good kid in the locker room. Definitely an amazing wrestler, too.
That's
Very
cool.
athletic. Yeah. he's
Excellent. All right. How about question asker Dan Ruckus?
Love Dan.
Yeah.
Again, never had a bad like moment with him. We always, crack jokes. He has a bit ongoing with Dan Ruckus. That for some reason, every time Dan Ruckus and myself are in a room with Freighttrain, it is nonstop your mom jokes.
good. Oh, yeah.
Just nonstop
I
constantly.
forgot about that. We haven't seen Dan in a while. I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
That don't bother you? Sometimes? No,
not at all.
See, the thing is,
I love
me and Dan
Can't
do the
get
mom
enough.
jokes on him.
Yeah. Okay.
He can't do the
Love
mom
it.
jokes to me because that's his grandmother.
Right.
And he refuses to do that.
I am playing at a heavy disadvantage.
He's at a heavy
That's funny, though. It
disadvantage.
really is funny. All right. How about this guy's been around for a while, and I was surprised that he was on one of your lists of some of your Fox Viner. Fox Viner.
Oh, Fox. Okay. I've never had a match with him, and I think like we've had like 2 interactions.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about him, but like
Right.
of the 2, he was fine.
He's pretty good.
I only met him like very much like very early in the career, so like
Okay.
seeing his physique and everything, like he was like a real wrestler.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, nice to meet you, sir.
Yeah.
And then it's like skitter away as the greenhorn in me does.
Do you know Bucks?
I've met him a couple times at shows. I don't know him really well,
Real
but
talented,
yeah,
man.
really talented wrestler. He's unbelievable. He's really good.
He is good. All right, how about I don't think you're gonna remember this guy, but I
Awesome.
like this guy in Hunter Wood. You remember Hunter Wood?
I got no.
Hunter Wood was at the show you did in Haverhill for like I think it was PG. It was like a battle royal or something like
I
that.
do. I remember
Yeah, that's you because I don't know him.
I remember that show, but not for any good reason.
Right.
I remember being up the entire night prior to getting sunburned, and then people going around being like, "Oh, there's 2 battle royals today. You can do both." And I was like, "Oh, I'll definitely do that." I did the first one. I got even worse sunburn, and I just slept in my car throughout the rest of the show.
Smart move not to do the second one. And the ring was black.
Yeah.
In the hot sun.
So just searing skin.
Yeah.
I believe Draven Filth found me later in the day and like just thought I was dead because it was just
Right.
me in the driver's seat, just soaking it in.
All right. I'm gonna try the next guy here.
I feel so bad. I know no one apparently.
Calvin Campbell.
I've,
You know Calvin?
I've worked shows with him. I've never had. That's one of the holds. It's like, oh, nice to meet you, and then kind of go our separate
yeah.
ways. I'd love to work him. There's a lot of people I'd love to work. I just need to get my body back to that like ring shape
Yeah, I
and
get
not
it.
circular.
What about you? Do you have any interaction with Calvin
I've
Campbell?
never had interaction,
Foxy
but-
Calvin
Yeah,
Campbell.
but I've been to a couple shows where I've seen his matches.
Yeah.
I really like his gimmick.
Yeah.
I love the way he wrestles.
How about Doc Ozone? I know you know Doc. No?
Not personally, no.
You don't?
No.
Wow, neither one of you guys know Doc.
No, I
Okay,
don't
no, okay, that's cool. How about Stephen Broad?
I know,
Yeah,
bro.
one of the Steves. Hell yeah. Yeah, we know this. I
Love the Steves.
Yeah, Steven's good. He's
Again, someone I wish I've been in the ring with
we
before.
have him booked, don't we?
I believe we do.
believe
have
we
him booked.
do.
Yes.
We actually have him booked.
Do you really?
Yeah,
He's
it's
coming
going to
up.
be Stephen Broad.
Yeah,
Well, PDAC versus Sean Leader
yeah.
versus Richie Mack, and that is going to be for the brand new OCW Continental title.
Nice, nice. That's awesome, Sean Lita.
Yeah,
He was a great guest here.
yeah.
I really
Love
I
him.
hadn't
Yeah.
seen him in a while. I finally saw him for a split second at
Yeah,
the PG show.
I got to get him
Yeah.
back on. He was a really
Yeah.
good guest.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
How about Buck?
Oh, Buck.
Dan Elwell.
Ah, love Buck.
I know you do.
Yeah, we do.
I know you do.
It's. I think Buck and I have now like formed a good relationship.
Yeah.
There have been moments in which was very hit or miss, I think is the best way to put it. But at the end of the day, I will happily hang out with Buck, and any day. I still need to get him back for just punching me right in the jaw during a show.
Yeah?
That sucked. I had stolen his move, the buckshot,
Yeah.
and
So he gave you a receipt.
basically, yeah. But I told him I think it's only fair that every time I do the buckshot, I say this is for you, Buck, and point
Do you
up to the
really?
sky like
Yeah,
he's
he
dead,
does.
and then clap it. But
No,
Yeah,
why
no,
do
love
I
him.
gave you a receipt?
yeah, no, yeah, shocker, I know.
You're lucky
That's
it wasn't
hilarious. Yeah, I was just gonna bring that up. The guy's got like 12 forks on him at all times.
yeah.
You never know when you need them.
That is awesome. All right, how about Dirtbag Dan? You guys know Dan?
I was supposed to work a match with him for Nova years ago, and then something happened. I don't know what. It
Right.
was supposed to be a tag match, him and his partner. I forget who it was, and me and my partner at the time, which was going to be Tommy Stone.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be us two, but either lost in translation or communication, and just that never ended up happening. But
Right.
would love to do it. It was one of those oh cool, I can add this to my resume now.
Right,
This
right.
is super cool. He's really good. And I'm kind of good. We can do this.
Right, right. Do you have any interaction with Dirtbag Dan?
Yeah, I became friends with him. I brought him up for our my first show in Gloucester in 2018. We brought him in for one of the Newton shows, He came in against Pimp Daddy, wrestled Pimp Daddy that night.
Okay.
So yeah, I like him. I'm actually trying to get in contact with him again. I want to bring him back.
All right, Dan, stick by the phone. Don't go out. Just think you might miss that phone call, just like Hulk Hogan missed the phone call for the George Foreman grill. You must have heard that story, right?
No.
I don't know. He got
Hulk
the
Hogan-
blender.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan
okay.
said he missed the call, so they called George Foreman instead.
Because that's
yeah.
that's how business works.
Exactly.
All right.
That's how multi-million-dollar
You would
contracts
think,
work.
though, a guy that was on top of the wrestling business and all that would be a lot smarter than to say all these stupid lies.
Awful.
Honestly, awful,
no.
awful lies,
Like,
man.
dude.
I think it's impressive he worked 400 days in 1 year. Like
That's
really
incredible
great.
because he went to Japan so
Yeah, back
many
and forth,
times.
so the time difference.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's unreal.
Now I have heat with Hulk Hogan, I guess.
We all do. We all have heat with Hulk Hogan because I don't like him yet anyway.
What's he gonna do? Waddle after you?
Listen, I had to cheer for Hulk Hogan when my older kids were little. That's bad enough.
Well, I started.
Now I can tell the truth.
Yeah, you can finally let it out.
Because when I started watching, I was 11 years old. So
Yeah,
it was
see,
all
I was
about
old. I'm older than you,
Yeah.
Train. So yeah. When I first saw Hulk Hogan, I think I was like 15, 16 years old.
Yeah, I was 11-ish, somewhere around there. Yeah.
I just turned 60, so you know what I mean. I'm a little older than you,
years
my
older.
friend. A couple years
years.
older. All right. How about now? You brought up Greedy Bones.
Yep.
And I brought up Frank Bones. So how about the Bones together when they were a tag team? Because I know they must have been a hell of a tag. I never saw them work as
They're
a team.
still tagging.
Are they still?
Yeah, they got a show coming up, but I'm remiss about who it's with. But yeah, they still tag.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
love them
guys.
both.
Yeah.
I love those guys.
I've never met Greedy, but I love Frank. Frank is an awesome
I
guy.
tell
great dude.
everybody,
Talented kid, too.
Greedy's my brother from another mother.
Oh, yeah?
Like, we could be apart for years.
Right.
And if we see each other, it's hugs and beers and
Just
we're,
on site, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, that is awesome. That's so Greedy's a good dude.
Yeah.
All right. Dante Dio.
Love Dante.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've had the pleasure of working him, I think, a couple of times. Want to do it so much more.
Right.
Again, he saw him at the PG show. Love him to death. He's one of my favorite people I've met in wrestling.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Which is why we booked them.
Yes. Also booked on September
Yeah, also
13th.
booked on
right.
Where's the red
See,
light?
that will-
September 13th, Magma, Gloucester, Massachusetts.
There we go. All right.
Anytime I
This
can.
guy's been brought up a whole bunch of times, and I know how much you enjoyed wrestling him. Draven Filth.
Love Draven.
Alex Volpe.
He is my, I think he's my wrestling brother at this point.
Yeah.
Have done numerous drives together.
Yeah.
I think I'm blessed the fact that like we have like good chemistry when it comes
Right.
to wrestling, because I know there are so many times if you have a friend in wrestling and like you want to have those matches where it's like,
Right.
oh, in your like the way you see it in your head and like how it comes out never really works.
Yeah.
I always bring it up to like Triple H and Shawn Michaels, bestest of friends, have had like one good match.
Yeah.
And like it was on a random Raw. But like I still like, you can tell, Draven and I that we have 5 minutes to go and do a match.
Right.
And like won't even need to like look at each other and like we're just good.
I saw one Triple H Shawn Michaels match in Lowell, Massachusetts, where I don't remember who it was. I think Triple H pinned Shawn, but it could have been the other way around by letting him. Do you guys remember that one? It was in Lowell. It was a Raw.
Oh yeah, the double count where
Right.
when he did the super kick laid down, but
So
both
sh- so
shoulders
sh-
were down.
Yeah.
All
yeah.
right.
Good old dusty finish.
All right, yeah, dusty finish, exactly. All right, guys, how about a guy that I think I already brought him up, but I'm going to bring up his alter ego, Tony the Tuna, who sat here and pretended he wasn't who he was.
I don't know who Tony is.
I've never seen the man under the mask.
No. I
Not
don't know
once.
who he is.
You really don't know?
Nope, don't know who he is.
Yeah.
All right, so that's a
nothing.
little work for the fans to
nothing
guess
with
who
that.
it was, because I already brought him up. All right.
Is it Draven?
Nope, it's not. I will say this, it's not Draven.
All right.
It's not
We can narrow
Draven.
the list down.
All right.
It's Hulk Hogan. Oh my
Oh
god.
my God, and you got it right.
Oh my god.
No, because Tony the Tuna's like 5'5", and what's Hogan, like 6'5", but he's probably 6'2" now because he's
all the-
bent
all the
over
back
because of his
surgeries.
back,
All
is the back surgeries.
Yeah, his back's getting shorter and shorter.
Exactly. All right, we brought him up already, but I love to talk about him. Freaking Flax.
Love Flax. We've had our arguments.
Have you? Yeah.
At some point, he didn't like him. I didn't like him. He didn't like me. I didn't like him.
Yeah.
But I think we've kept it very professional, and also like he's one of the few people. Again, we don't even need to like talk, and like
Right.
we can go in the ring and just like go. And
Yeah.
it's one of those like it's one of those weird things of just having that chemistry. Of like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, we can just do it. Like
That's cool.
any crowd will, like we can get them. Yeah.
Nice. All right, how about Burke?
Another guy booked September 13th, Magma.
Yeah,
Close
yeah, Flax
Massachusetts.
is booked too.
Do you have any Flax stories you'd like to bring up?
I love Flax.
I know you
love
do.
his gimmick. I love the way the crowd could be dead and if Flax come out, it's alive.
Yeah.
It's from that point on. Like we had him, Draven, Delilah open up one of our shows at Newton, and I knew that match would get the crowd going.
Right.
And from that match on, they were set all night. So.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, Flax is awesome, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good guy.
Yes.
Real good guy. All right, and Burke Beckett. How about a guy that retired not that long ago? And so far, he's kept to the retirement. The Ace, Mike Montero.
I've met him a few times. Again, never had the pleasure of working him.
Really, yeah.
But I have seen him live, and it was. There's actually, if you go and watch Proving Ground Level 5,
Yeah.
I make a cameo.
You do?
Yeah, and
Okay.
I get chopped like crazy by Conway. I still have a print, and he hasn't said he's sorry, and I'm still upset by it, actually.
Wow. Conway hasn't said he's
Letting the heat
sorry.
out right now. Didn't say he was sorry. Still to
Wow.
this
And you
day.
don't want to kill his
and-
guinea
and-
pigs
and,
or anything,
No,
right?
no, they're adorable.
All right.
They're cool.
All right.
Him, though.
What's that?
Him.
Him, though.
Him no. No. I love it. All right. Stephen Lust.
Love Lust.
Yeah, Lust is.
One of the hottest wrestlers over the last
Yeah.
couple of years. Honestly.
I think that guy's on a whole nother level than 90% of the guys wrestling
Yeah?
right now. He's just insane. And again, Proving Ground match he had with Tony Spencer.
Yeah.
I mean, he had that crowd rocking that whole match.
Didn't he wrestle Chase Del Monte too?
Yeah, that was
At a show, at a PG show.
Yeah, it was at a PG show.
Yeah?
Yeah, I wasn't there for that one, but
Chase
it was
put
a
him
PG
over.
Show.
I think the last Lust match I saw before the Tony Spencer one was I watched PG's Natural Born Killers, and it was him and Mike. I forget the last name. Skyro.
Skyro.
Thank you so much.
He's incredible.
Yeah,
that
I
kid.
love that match.
He's really good.
Yeah.
He's one I'd like to book.
He's on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
No, I know you know that. I'm just, throwing that out.
Listen,
Throwing that.
while we're doing it real quick, OCW's open door policy. If you guys need an extra booking, hit me up. We'll figure it out over the next 3 shows.
Nice. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That really is. How about Casey Courageous? You guys remember Casey?
That one I don't know.
Okay. That's not a problem.
Sorry, Casey.
It's all right. Chris Metal. You wrestled Chris.
I've wrestled Chris Mann a few times. Good dude. Like outside of the ring, I think I knew him better. In ring, he was very fantastic at bumping. You know. But outside of the ring, I can always shoot the gav with him and like always have fun with that. Went up to his house one day. Lived in East Bum, New Hampshire, whatever. It was like a 3-4 hour drive to and from.
Hey, you're in New Hampshire now. East Bum. But this is in East Bum.
It's still probably 3 hours away.
It's still 3 hours away.
That's awesome. All right. How about Conway's better half, Delilah?
Fantastic human being.
Absolutely.
A shame she's with Conway. Mainly because of the chop. I'm still upset by it.
Wait a minute.
It's come back up now.
I'm
It's in
confused.
May.
I'm confused.
Yeah.
Isn't it a 3-way relationship with Richard Knight too?
I believe so.
Yeah, I believe so.
I'm serious, guys. I really do believe that. I think it is.
I judge not. But yeah, I think it is. I don't.
Good for Delilah, though. She's
Yeah,
the
right.
best of both worlds. You know?
I think it is, right? Yeah. No, I
Trade's
think it
staying
is.
away from that.
I'll talk about it all
I
day.
know the
Good
comment
for
line
them.
is that she can go to sleep and they'll have each other to talk to.
Yeah.
You do have a beer buddy constantly, and I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's it's all good.
First time I brought that up, yeah.
I don't judge.
Reggie.
Listen, I don't judge anybody. I mean, you got to live your life the way you want to live
Exactly.
your life. And if whatever you do makes you happy,
Yep.
I don't care if it's who you're with,
Yeah.
what you name yourself, what you want to be, what you say you are. Man, if you're happy, be happy.
Exactly.
And the hell with what
Yeah.
everybody else thinks.
Yeah.
End of story.
Yeah. I agree. And I think a lot of that with the transgender thing,
Yeah.
you know, is let people live their lives, man. Who
The-
cares? You don't agree with them? Keep your mouth shut and don't look.
This is America for a
Honestly.
reason. This is America for a reason. Anywhere else in the world, you say you're this or that, you can get killed, executed for it.
Oh, yeah.
Here, just let people live the way they want to
Exactly.
friggin' live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't force yourself down people's throats
Right.
either, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But the thing is, if your neighbor is trans or something or this or that, it doesn't affect your life.
Not at all.
No.
You
Exactly.
say hi, bye, have a nice day.
Yeah.
That's all.
100%.
Yeah.
I have a transgender family member, so, and I'll always support them.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%, because I love them.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Guys, I wanted to bring up a couple of names from the TV wrestling. You still watch TV wrestling, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We talked before we started about R-Truth
Yep. Nuts.
getting released.
Yeah, that's insane.
I don't get it. I really don't, because I know he's not at the very top making the money, but yet the morale he has to bring in the locker room.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got to be huge. I mean, this is a guy who at any point in time can make the hardest nosed wrestler crack. He made Lesnar crack in the ring.
Yeah.
He makes Cena crack
Yeah.
backstage. He makes everybody laugh. And
Yeah.
if that's not worth having him around,
Right.
I don't know what is.
I'm pretty sure he's like best friends with the Boogeyman too. I just wanted to throw
That'd
that
be,
out.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's a
awesome.
thing.
Yeah. Marty, the Boogeyman was a great character.
Love the
One of
Boogeyman.
my
Oh, yeah, I
absolute
love
favorites
that.
in
Love the
WWE
Boogeyman.
history.
Yep.
Because I don't know if you guys, but I was drawn to wrestling through the freaks.
Yep.
Yep.
The Mask Guys, the George the Animal Steel, the Wolfman,
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah.
That I wouldn't be able to see walking down the street.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That drew me. So, like,
Yep.
the Boogeyman
Love the
is
Boogeyman.
one of my favorites.
Yes.
You know,
I mean,
pretty cool.
We probably go back as far as, like the missing link. And,
Oh, yeah,
things
God, I
like
go
that,
way
you
past
know?
the link. I remember when he was Dewey Robinson.
Yeah.
Honestly, like way before he was the missing
yeah,
link.
let's go back.
Going to nudist camps with Doc Journey.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, imagine that.
I mean,
He's
I
a
will.
big-
I'm not happy about
He's
it, but I'll do
he's
it.
a big dude too, Dewey Robinson. I mean, the missing link was like 6'5".
Yeah, he was a big guy.
Huge, man.
Yeah, he was big.
Very talented wrestler.
Yeah.
But when we saw him as the book as the missing link,
Yeah.
he was all messed up on the drugs and all
yeah.
that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
off the deep end there.
Yeah, he really was. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. But yeah. So how about you know what I was really surprised that they released R-Truth, and John Cena and Truth just had a match last weekend on
Yeah.
Saturday night's main event. Why they didn't put like a stipulation on that match, like
Something, right.
he's retiring him. You know, like
Yeah, they
if he
should've.
beats you, you gotta retire, and he wins, and off Truth goes.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it would have been better that way.
It would have made money if it was like,
I
oh, if
think
R-Truth,
so.
like if they like put it for the title and like, oh, if R-Truth loses, he leaves, and it's like, because everyone would be like, oh my god, they're really going to do it. They're
Yeah.
really going to have R-Truth
Yeah.
beat John Cena.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
Now, what do you guys think about Cena turning heel? Like, honestly, did you see it coming or did you not? Because I didn't see it coming. Honestly, I really didn't.
The moment like it like hit my brain of like, oh, they're gonna do it was when he was so happy when Cody like
See, I
went
I
at
saw
Rock.
it the other way.
Oh, as soon as like I was like, he's clapping a little too hard right
Yeah,
now.
I was the same way,
And then
yeah.
for the hug, and it's like, no, don't you dare. I wish they've done like the heel run differently, but like I love the whole like I'm gonna ruin wrestling. Like I still love
right.
that. Like it's so good.
Yeah.
I am upset we're probably never gonna hear the heel theme song he made back in I want to say 20 when he was facing Rock for the first time.
Oh, okay, yeah.
yeah.
What was that? 2003, right? 2004.
No, 2011.
Oh, was it? No, damn.
Yeah,
that
because
way,
when it
yeah.
was they were doing the once in a lifetime.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
okay.
I think the song name is "Fear My Name," and I don't think we'll ever hear it, and that
Right.
upsets me.
Well, I was completely shocked. I only knew when he looked at The Rock.
Yeah,
when he
the
hugged
stone
him and
face.
that look,
Yeah.
I was like, wow. And then The Rock did the absolute worst
Yeah, the
throat
worst.
slash.
Like, up
He was-
across
yeah,
his
yeah.
chin.
He
Up
did
to the
his
eye
chin,
with
his
3,
eye.
and it's
Yeah.
like what?
That was horrible.
He was drinking too much of his own tequila.
Maybe.
Tear him on a mid.
Now, The Rock is part of the board, right? Part of the board of TKO, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he's one of the members.
Now,
Still can't show up to Mania though, for
I
some
know.
reason.
right. Now, what do you guys think about his daughter, Ava, on NXT? She's the general manager of NXT.
I think
she's doing all right.
I think she's good as a general manager.
Yeah, I think that's like the perfect spot for her.
I do too, because obviously she wasn't really wrestling material, or she'd be wrestling.
Right.
I mean, how would you not have The Rock's daughter wrestle if she was worth having her wrestle?
Yeah.
You know what I
But
mean?
she's played a good role. She does that role
I
really well.
like her. I think she's pretty good at it. I
Yeah, I
really
think so,
do.
too.
I think she could even move up into SmackDown or Raw as the GM
'cause,
down the line.
Eventually, they'll get rid of one of those
Of
general
course.
managers
Well,
anyway.
I think they want Nick Aldis to wrestle.
I'd love to see
I
Mike Aldis
really
wrestle.
do. I think they want him to wrestle.
Yeah, I was
Now,
kind of hoping it was going to be him and Randy.
I wanted to see. That would have been at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
That would have been really, really good.
I'm happy we got Joe Hendry, but like I was really hoping for
Yes. Hey, Joe Hendry, not too bad though.
No, not at
God,
all.
no.
Not bad at all. And I love all these fans that get giving him crap about, jobbing out to Randy Orton.
Oh
Hello,
no.
it's Randy Orton.
He wrestled in front of 81,000 people. What a shame.
Exactly.
Damn.
He got the biggest payday of his
yeah.
career.
Poor guy.
Poor guy.
Literally got multiple WrestleMania moments in one match.
And he lost to a
The
four-
RKO that he got hit with, the turnaround spin that he did for
Yeah.
the fans. You can't ask for much
Yeah,
more.
wow,
than
he
that.
No, I thought it was great.
I loved it. I thought it was
love
awesome.
seeing the TNA guys in
Yeah.
WWE or NXT, whatever
Yeah.
you call it. Look at Mike Santana.
Yep.
I mean, it's all good. Like they were pulling crap about Hendry dropped the belt to what? It's like, listen, this
Trick
is
Williams.
just the slow maneuver
Right.
of these guys coming in. And
Yeah.
somebody else in TNA getting a hold of that belt from him. So there's always a reason for everything.
Right. One more name from the WWE, and it's got to be CM Punk.
Love Punk.
Got to be Punk, right? And I mean,
Yeah.
like you said, you love Punk. I love Punk. I was around Punk. Punk was a big jerk to me and people that I brought to wrestling shows,
I
right?
now hate Punk.
But no.
Okay, I
but
like Punk
he's
again.
so good at what he does. I never looked at him like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he's so talented. I always still wanted to watch him, even though he was an ass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he can-
Honestly.
yeah, he can be an ass, but I'll watch him
Me too.
all the time.
Me too.
Yeah, without a doubt.
My brother-in-law is a huge super fan of CM Punk.
I am. I gotta say, I am too. One of my best friends hates Punk with a passion. He was a referee for Ring of Honor, Hanson, and he hates CM Punk.
He has the CM Punk spinner belt. I think it's above the TV right now, or it's just kind of floating around
Yeah,
the
yeah.
house. But like,
He takes it everywhere with him.
it's so good.
Yeah,
I love
it's
it.
great.
That's awesome, guys. Plug away. Your social medias, your shows.
I don't really have one. Calem Manson. That's my name. You'll find me. But September 13th, Gloucester, Massachusetts, Magma Center. Get your tickets. We're going to put a whole Eventbrite thing up. I think we're going to sell about 40. We'll have tickets at the door.
Yeah, but small venue, 75 people max.
Yeah.
So it's going to be small, intimate, but it's going to be it's an 8-match card.
Yep.
So
Buy your
yeah,
tickets,
we're going to
guys.
be loaded.
Buy your tickets. I will be posting that
and
soon.
And it will be my final in-ring appearance.
Yep.
Wow.
After the 18 different
After the 18 different
retirements,
retirements,
we're
it's my
finally
final
getting the one.
I can't believe it. We never even got to talk about the pass and the Sabu. Next time.
Next time.
Guys, thanks for coming on,
you.
man. I appreciate it.
Thank you,
Nice to
Bill.
meet you, Caleb.
Nice to meet you too, sir.
Peace. We're out. Hi, guys. I hope you're enjoying the show. Listen, I could use a little help to grow my YouTube channel. So if you could please like, share, and subscribe. That's most importantly, subscribe. Send me a direct message, and I'll give you a shout out here on the show. My YouTube channel is real simple. It's just my name, Leo Connors. Thanks in advance. Peace.